So, are you like me? Sick and tired of watching van life and being so jealous of everybody doing their thing and going out and just living life? Well, what I did is I went and bought a van. So now Stan's got a van and we're going to be hitting that van life, doing some travels. So it's a bit battered, it's a bit old, but it doesn't matter. We've got to start somewhere. Now, I didn't have a budget to buy a van and do it out, so I used the savings I had and I bought an older van, 2004 Fiat Ducato 2.8 JTD. It's a bit battered, it's a bit tired, but it's a starting point and I can now get out and about. But let me show you around, just sort this out, and I'll give you a little tour of what it looks like. And point to note is that I bought this blind, so I've taken a real gamble, but what's life without a few risks? So keep on watching and we'll show you the van and you can see what it looks like now, and as the journey progresses so will the van, and hopefully you'll see a big improvement into how we use it and the layout, etc. But first off, let me give you a quick tour. So like I said, I bought an old van. It's a 2004 Fiat Ducato JTD medium wheelbase. I've just picked it up from Edinburgh. Like I said, I bought it blind, so driving it I had no idea what to expect. I've driven vans before, but actually she drives really well, so I'm really pleased with that. She's obviously got a few knocks and scrapes. The gear changes were a bit stiff, but that's down to sitting around for a while, so I'll get in there and I'll grease up the linkage, the gear linkage. That should hopefully cure the problem, but again I'll show you how to do that in another video. But firstly, let's have a look around. Let's do the outside first, and as I'm sure you can appreciate, for the age, she's not too bad, but let's have a look. So there's the front. Headlights aren't too bad. You know, I mean, for the age of it, yeah, you expect a little bit of discoloration, but there you go. Sort of chips, bumps, scrapes, bit of wear and tear, you know, things like this, which, you know, to be expected with the age. But generally speaking, you know, and the reason I went for the colour is it's, you know, I mean, everybody's on stealth camping. I just want to be out and about camping and stuff, so and I quite like being a little bit different, so the colour scheme as well is good for me. Now we do have shore power. It is located underneath here. So there, sorry about the camera angles, but there you go, there's the shore power. Now again, just picking it up and driving it, I haven't tested anything, but when we get home, and home's about 10 minutes away now, I just quite literally pulled over to show you the van, and in the next video we'll clean up and we'll check all the functionality, or we'll check the functionality, do the cleanup, whichever comes first. Anyway, it's fitted with a tow bar and electrics, which has clearly seen better days, but at the moment I'm not planning on towing anything, but it's got it if I need it. So just stay with the outside for a bit. Yeah, tatty, but it's a 2004. It's got 130,000 miles on the clock, by the way, and you know, tread and everything looks okay. Of course, every van that I've ever known has had a bit dent in the door. That bit up there seems a bit proud, but again, nothing that can't be done. Of course, windows are showing sign of age, but generally speaking, I'm very happy with it. God, it needs a clean. But no, you know, yeah. So internally, passenger door, it's got electric windows, all the trim and stuff, it's all coming off, so we'll sort that out in terms of get rid of it. Of course it's dirty, whatever, you know, nothing that can't be cleaned. So let's see what we've got here. V5 registration document, very important. There's even an old sat nav. So as you know, them things are so out of date, as soon as you buy them it doesn't really matter. These are actually swivel chairs, captain's chairs, and they work. So again, we'll play with them as we get to know the van, and let's have a look inside. So this is what I've bought. There's a TV, big scratch down there, so whether it works or not I don't know. TV cables, right, as you can see it's all a bit dated, but to start off with, and as long as the van's functional and good, then we can always redo this. But get something first, use it, learn about the layout, what works best, and we can take it from there. So in the cab, now that's not the correct gear stick, so anybody who's got a Fiat Ducato can see that, the gear knob should I say, and of course it comes off. So I've ordered another one of those. That's the first thing I'm going to replace. And yeah, as you can see again, the trim and everything, it's a bit dated, but I'll put the ignition on. It needs a service, of course, because it's day zero. It's probably been like that for God knows how long, but 131,499 genuine miles as well, because I checked that. So you know, there's still potentially a lot of life left in this. It's got screens for the front. You know, it's not been done bad when it's been done, but again, you know, it's a bit dated and stuff, so it's a base to work with. I'm being so jealous, like I'm sure a lot of you are, that watch these videos. You know, you just want to go and do it, but you haven't got the money. So for me, it was a case of weighing up, do I buy a van and do it out, but what's that budget going to be? Once I've bought the van, I've expended all my savings. So I decided to hit the happy medium, buy a van that's been done, and then improve it as I use it and as I go on. So now the guy said to me that the fridge is gas, but he's never used it, although there is a suspicious plug hanging around there, so we'll test that out when we get home and get it onto shore power, because we need to test that. So the fridge is a good size. It's got a little ice tray there, which is good for your drinks in the summer. As long as it works, it'll do. We've got a gas bottle, fresh water tank, toilet cleaner, brand new porta potty, by the way. I've had a look at that. It's still in its plastic seal, but again, we'll go through that in detail when I get home. It's got a 2-ring burner, and it's actually got a grill underneath there. Of course, it's all dirty and that hasn't been used for a while. As long as it's functional, I don't really care, because you can always make things work. As you can see, there's a big solar panel there. It comes with solar. We never got around to fitting it, but that's a 250 watt solar panel. I've got all the cables and stuff as well, but we'll go through that. Swapped out the lighting for 12 volt LEDs, so that works. There's one under here, that works. These ones are 230 volt, so they're shore power lights, and there's 2 of those. There's one there and there's one there. All the other lights in here are 12 volt. So, and again, like I say, they do all work. And right, this is showing the edge of the van now. There you go. Quick Geordie tap and it opens up. So all needs a good clean, but it's functional and it's going to be good to go. So just to show you this porta potty, how new it is. I mean, there, look at that. How many times do you buy something and things are still brand new? And it's that new, it's still got the vacuum plastic seal on the lid and all the bits in there. So there is a toilet in here, all right, and the bedding, and I suspect that these cupboards and everything come from a caravan. Now the grey water at the minute just runs out on the floor, but there is a 12 volt pump, kind of, sort of, working-ish. But hey, you know, this is all stuff, it's dated, like I said. Yeah, so power sources, we've got one 230 volt mains socket there, and there is actually another one hiding behind the solar panel just there by the seat, and two 12 volt lighter sockets hanging about there. There are cables and stuff under there, but when we get home, in fact, should we do it now or should we do it when we're home? Oh, that's the other thing as well. There's the windy for the awning, because it does have an awning on it. I've seen this goes out to about 3 meters. It's a big old one. So, but there you go. So that's a first quick look at the van. So there you go, back doors. So there is my new toy, my new, well, I'm going to say pride and joy, because I'm looking forward to getting out and about in it. Like I said, it's tatty, but it is age, and as long as it functions, that's all we're bothered about. Door shut, it's waterproof, I know that. One thing I didn't do is look at the roof, so maybe I can have a quick look. He said there used to be solar panels on there, so let's have a quick, let's see how I can do this. Right, so I'm going to have a look at this afterwards, and there's probably some sort of bracket system or something on the roof from when it had solar panels in the past, so whether I can use them or not to fit the new one remains to be seen. But again, it's all part of the process, all part of the project. So here I am in my van, my brand new old Fiat Ducato. Now, if you've got any suggestions for a name, then don't call it a POS, because, you know, it's going to be my home for certain times anyway. So anyway, I'm pleased with it, I'm happy with it, certainly right now. Let's see when the bills come in. But I got from Edinburgh to Newcastle, which, you know, it's about 110, 115 miles without a hiccup, apart from when I stopped to fill up. I turned it over and she didn't want to start. She turned over, but the second time she fired up. So there's obviously something there. It could be the batteries are old, but again, I'll look at that. But it's obviously started to get me here, so that's all we need. So the next video will be checking functionality and giving it a clean. So I hope to see you then. Bye for now.